Welcome back to Happy Breath. I'm Jessie and this is my channel. I put out a video last week of a pretty advanced power flow class, and I thought it might be worth going back to the basics today and trying to explain some of the things that we did during that class, because I know some of that was probably a lot. So I thought we would start today with our breath. To me, breath is one of the most important parts of a yoga practice. It helps us stay connected to our body. It can keep us cool. It can heat us up. Breathing can do all sorts of amazing things for our mind and body. And so it really is one of the most important aspects of yoga, in my opinion. It's also really important to know that if you're not breathing, I don't want to say correctly, but if you're not breathing in a way that connects your mind and body together, then you may not be getting all of the benefits that yoga has to offer. And I want to make sure that you have all of the information that you need to have a good, healthy yoga practice. So I wanted to start today with some general information on breathing, especially Ujjayi breath or Ujjayi breathing, because that's what we'll do in most of my power flow classes and a lot of my yoga videos in general probably. So I figured giving all of the information, then maybe teaching you how to do it, maybe would get you in a place where you'll be able to practice this and get all of the benefits that yoga has to offer. In yoga, pranayama is the practice of breath control or the regulation of breath. Pranayama is a Sanskrit word that can be broken up into its two parts. So prana is vital life energy or vital life force. And then yama, on the other hand, is control, restraint, restrictions. And so together we get pranayama, and it's control of the breath, control of the vital life energy. So ultimately, there are a lot of different techniques that you can use to control your breath. Using our Ujjayi breath is only one of those techniques. There are many, many others, and maybe in future videos we'll go over those, but today we're going to focus really on Ujjayi breathing. So going back to our Sanskrit vocabulary here, Ujjayi is another Sanskrit word that means victorious. So you may hear this being called your victorious breath, or maybe your ocean breath. It's called that because of the kind of unique sound that it makes, which we'll get into a little bit later. Now this bit I pulled off the internet. I'll just read it straight to you. Ujjayi breath is a type of diaphragmatic breath where the throat muscles of the glottis are slightly constricted, causing the air to produce a whispering, audible vibration as it passes in and out of the vocal cords. So the audible part of that is really important during our Ujjayi breath because the sound that it makes can be calming for our mind. It can give us something to focus on if our mind is prone to wandering, which I think everybody's is. I also learned in my research for you guys that our Ujjayi breathing can activate our vagus nerve, which I guess has something to do with like our feelings or abilities or whatever of like rest and retreat. So there's something to be said there too. I didn't dig into that topic a ton, so feel free to go research that more if you want. But yeah, that was just an interesting fact that I found. So our Ujjayi breath is really engaged throughout our yoga practice, especially with a power flow or a vinyasa flow. We move with our breath. So when I say in a flow to flow with your breath, then that means look away from the screen. Don't watch me. I'll usually give you a warning if we're gonna do that beforehand so that you can try to memorize the flow a little bit, and I usually try to make the flows a little bit simpler, a little bit easier to remember because my memory is terrible, and so it kind of stresses me out a little bit whenever yoga teachers tell me to try to flow and do my own thing. So I try to make this a stress-free environment for you and for me. And so, yeah, if I say to flow with your own breath, then again, look away from the screen, do the flow on your own, at your own pace. That's the most important part, is to flow with your own breath. So your breath may be slightly slower or slightly faster than my breath. And so it's really important to learn how to move with your own breath rather than just moving at my pace, if that makes any sense. I hope it does. So ultimately, our Ujjayi breath helps us stay connected to our bodies. It oxygenates our blood more effectively. It helps keep us safer. Ujjayi breathing can also help strengthen our diaphragm and our throat muscles. It also can help us learn how to breathe a little bit more effectively. So because we constrict our throat so much, not as much air is coming in or going out. And so it can help us kind of lengthen our inhales and exhales. Ujjayi breathing is also known to kind of heat our bodies up from the core. So it can help with regulating body temperature, and the heating of our internal bodies can be helpful for getting deeper into stretches, getting into any stretches more safely. It can help with all kinds of things. Ujjayi breathing can also help us sort of keep a rhythm within our body. So a lot of times that was thunder. So you want to try to have the same length inhale as you are exhale. So it might be helpful at first to count, just to learn your kind of natural flow, your natural Ujjayi flow, I guess. So yeah, we'll practice that a little bit here in just a few minutes. Our Ujjayi breathing can help us stay aware, self-aware. It can help us stay grounded, and it really just helps you stay present in the moment. Using Ujjayi breath is a great way to enter a sort of meditative state. It can help us, again, just give us something to focus on internally or even externally. Maybe we're focused on the audibility. Is that a word? I don't know. Maybe we're just focused on listening to our own breath. And so externally we're focused, internally we're focused, and it really just puts us in a place where we're able to enter a meditative state. Ujjayi breathing can help to stimulate our digestive system. So it helps with digestion. It can keep us a little bit more regular, maybe, get a little boost. Ujjayi breathing also massages our internal organs, so it can help with detoxification. Ujjayi breathing can also help us build endurance and stamina and energy, so our practices become longer and more beneficial, and we're getting deeper into our stretches, and we're able to hold them for longer. Ujjayi breath can help with so much. Oh, and because of the constant flow of air coming in and going out, it can also help with reducing phlegm. So it can help with like sinus issues and just gunk in general. Ujjayi breathing can lower your blood pressure, slow your heart rate, ease symptoms of anxiety and depression by giving you something else to focus on and increasing the amount of oxygen in your body. It's just really, really great and really, really helpful for both your mind and your body. According to the internet, Ujjayi breathing may also help to reduce pain, promote healing, and bring harmony to the endocrine system. It may also relieve sinus pressure and headaches by opening the sinuses. So, all in all, Ujjayi breath, good. Practice your Ujjayi breathing, okay? Go practice your Ujjayi breath. Okay, so now the fun part. Now that you have a little bit of information on Ujjayi breathing, let's practice it. Let's try it out. So let's start by, I usually say to close your eyes at this point, but let's keep our eyes open today because I think it will be helpful for some of this. So take a big breath in through your nose. We're just gonna take some cleansing breaths here. So take a big breath in through your nose. Big open mouth exhale, let it out. Good, let's do that 2 more times. Big breath in, big breath out. And 1 more, big breath in, big breath out. Sigh it out. So these 3 cleansing breaths are good for a few reasons, and I'll start probably every single one of my power flows or any yoga class probably with 3 cleansing breaths because they're really good for just bringing awareness to the moment, getting you to become present in the moment. They're also really good for getting all of that stale air out. That air that, you know, that might just like hang out at the bottom of our lungs or something. I don't know how it works, but it seems like it feels like that sometimes. Like there's just air there that needs to go. We need to clean it out. Time to clean house. And then also our cleansing breaths can help set the mood, I guess. So sighing out that air is loud, it's audible, just like our Ujjayi breath is supposed to be. And so we really want to focus on making that Ujjayi breath loud, and I just feel like those 3 cleansing breaths at the beginning are a good way to sort of initiate that. Okay, so to start our Ujjayi breath, let's start with our exhale because I feel like the exhale is maybe a little bit easier to figure out how to do. Okay, so we're gonna start with our mouth open. For the record, Ujjayi breathing is only through the nose. We don't breathe through our mouth, it's only through our nose. But we're gonna start with our mouth open for now because I think it's gonna be helpful in teaching you how to form the shape in your throat to make the Ujjayi sound, if that makes any sense. Okay, so hold your hand up close to your face and open your mouth. Take a big breath in, and then almost like you're gonna write like a smiley face on your bathroom mirror, breathe into your hand just like that. Like you're trying to fog up the mirror to like draw a little smiley face or, you know, draw a little message on. So that's a loud sound, right? It should be a loud sound. We're having fun in here. Okay, so starting with that sound, pay attention, keep doing that. Pay attention to the shape that your throat is making. Kind of what your tongue is doing, how your vocal cords might be changing. It almost kind of sounds like a snake to me. So keep practicing that. On your next breath, close your mouth just a little bit. But still make that same sound. Now close your mouth just a little bit more. Close your mouth a little bit more. So the air coming out of your throat might be a little bit cooler now and a lot more directed. So I'm feeling the air hitting a specific spot rather than just like my entire palm. That's okay. So keep breathing into your hand maybe close your mouth as much as you can without actually closing it. Okay, and now this time, try to close your mouth completely. Okay, so that is how we exhale via Ujjayi breath. So now let's focus a little bit more on the inhale. Okay, so for the inhale, this one feels a little bit weirder. But for the inhale, imagine you are sucking air through a tiny little bitty straw. So even try this with your mouth open this time. So pretend like you're sucking air through a straw. And on the exhale, because now you know how to Ujjayi exhale, go ahead and practice that on the way out. So and now try closing your mouth. So it's the same feeling kind of as sucking air through a straw, but now close your mouth and try to breathe through your nose. That's how you practice your Ujjayi breath. I even feel calmer now just after a few breaths, so hopefully you do too. But let's keep practicing just a little bit. So just count your breaths. So count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. So just kind of keep that rhythm going as you inhale and as you exhale. So you may notice that I was having a hard time doing that because my breath needs to be longer. That was not a long enough breath for me to feel like I was getting all of the benefits. And so if you feel like you need to alter, maybe you need a longer breath, maybe you need a shorter breath, do that. Make those alterations. Do whatever you need to do in this moment. So let's practice that again. This time I'm gonna go inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna count to 5 this time. You count to whatever you need to. So you keep breathing. Notice where you feel any tension or any resistance. Just take notice. You don't have to make any changes. Just recognize maybe it feels awkward to breathe loudly. Just let it happen. Maybe your breath doesn't feel as loud as you'd like it to be. That's okay too. It's a practice. Our Ujjayi breath is a practice. Our yoga practice is a practice. Our art is a practice. It's all just a practice. I might even say everything in life is a practice. And really, even if your Ujjayi breath is kind of quiet, as long as you're experiencing all of the benefits that Ujjayi breathing and yoga have to offer, that's all that really matters. It's okay if you're not the loudest breather in the room. Probably in most cases, it's good to not be the loudest breather in the room. So just make this yours. Make this your own. Also, try to keep this breath continuous. So you shouldn't be pausing after you inhale or pausing after you exhale. It should be one continuous breath. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Just one continuous breath, never ending. Also, try to make your inhales and exhales the same volume, the same everything. The only thing that should be different is that one is an inhale, one is an exhale, but they should sound and probably even look from the outside the same. Okay, so now that we've practiced some Ujjayi breathing, let me just end on this note. Breathing is an automatic process, right? We don't typically have to think about it. We're not typically having to control it. It's just this automatic thing that just happens. We don't have to put any effort into it, any energy other than what our body just naturally requires. Turning our breath into a thing that we can control is helpful for a lot of reasons. It gives us a sense of control of something in our lives. So if you are feeling like everything in your life is out of your hands, or if maybe you want a little bit more control but life just isn't letting you have that, your breath is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful tool to focus on and to use to your advantage, because it is something that we can control and it helps us in so many different ways. So please take this in every aspect of your life. I focus on my breath when I'm in social situations. I have social anxiety, and my breath is sometimes the only thing that gets me through those moments of feeling frozen or like isolated in a big group of people. It can really be helpful in those stressful moments. If you're feeling like you're about to enter a panic attack, or if you feel like your anxiety is at 100%, focus on your breath. It's a magical tool that I hope you carry with you everywhere. Also, you can't hyperventilate and you can't cry when you are Ujjayi breathing. So that's another thing that's kind of helpful, I think, to have with you. Like if you feel like you're about to enter a panic attack, or if you feel like you're having a hard time breathing at all, or if you are about to just melt down, focus on that breath. Count your inhales, count your exhales. There are all kinds of things that you can do in that situation, in that kind of a situation, that will give you power, that sense of control over that situation. So please, take this, do what you will with it. Ultimately, our Ujjayi breath gives us a sense of control. I've given you all the benefits. Just go do it. Go practice your Ujjayi breathing. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. I hope, again, that you take this everywhere with you. your Ujjayi breath it can be so helpful and important if you use it correctly. And especially during a yoga practice, it has all kinds of benefits that it can offer you. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. And let's end this on an honest day, shall we? Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for letting me guide you and inform you about Ujjayi breathing techniques today. I hope that this has been helpful and informative for you. If you liked this video, please hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when I post any future videos. Feel free to like the video, ask any questions, post any comments, concerns, anything like that in the comments below. I am happy to interact. I'm happy to answer any questions or anything down below. Let me know also if there's anything else in that power flow video that I can help explain a little bit more, because like I said, that was a pretty advanced power flow, and so I want to make sure that it's not confusing in any way. I was already thinking about maybe doing a video similar to this one with a chaturanga demo, which is the yogi push-up, or maybe crow pose. Yeah, just whatever position felt difficult for you, let me know. Post it in the comments below. Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I've also been thinking about doing a book review each time that I finish a book. Let me know if that sounds interesting. I've also been considering like a walking meditation, or maybe a running meditation, or on a bike, or I don't know, something along those lines. That might be kind of fun. Let me know if any of those sound interesting, and that would just be me holding the camera, walking a pretty path, and probably voice over some sort of inspirational meditation, I hope. Also, let me know if there's any kind of art that you would like me to post on here. I really want to know what you guys want to see, so yeah, please just interact. I'm posting videos. I'm doing what I can to get my message out into the world about happy breaths and about staying positive and feeling connected to the environment around you. But ultimately, like, I want this channel to succeed. I want to create content that you enjoy watching. So please let me know in the comments below what you want to see, what you want to hear from me. I'm happy to take any of your words into consideration. I've also been thinking about maybe a yin yoga class, so maybe something along those lines, something a little bit calmer, more relaxing. Yeah, so just let me know. Anyway, hands to heart center. Thank you again for letting me talk your ear off today. So bring your thumb to your forehead, bow with me, go find your happy breath. Namaste.